hundreds of years, people in Britain have been amazed, frightened and awe-inspired by the spectacle of fireworks. While many will associate fireworks with Guy Fawkes Night on the 5th of November, their history goes back much further, and fireworks appear in a wide range of historical records held at the National Archives. It is thought that fireworks were first developed in China in the 9th century AD and used for celebrations. The explosive potential of gunpowder was quickly employed for military purposes, with the development of rockets to attack and terrify enemies. Fireworks remained a popular area for scientific experimentation, both for military and leisure purposes, and the technology soon spread to the West. This set of recipes for gunpowder and fireworks was written in the late 16th century during the reign of Elizabeth I. It gives ingredients and instructions for making various types of fireworks, including rockets, firework stars, fiery glow balls, and fiery rain. It also gives a table of heights that could be achieved by rockets. The author is unknown. However, it seems likely that this was written by somebody who had studied early European manuals on fireworks and developed his own techniques. Aerial fireworks were popular during Elizabeth's reign, particularly for royal occasions. In 1575, Queen Elizabeth herself was entertained by a spectacular fireworks display staged by Robert Dudley during a 3-week visit to Kenilworth Castle. Fireworks gained a new significance in the years that followed the Gunpowder Plot of 1605, when first bonfires and later fireworks began to be used annually to commemorate the failed conspiracy on the 5th of November. The popularity of Guy Fawkes Night rose and fell over the decades that followed, and there were various attempts by government to control the use of fireworks, both for political and for safety reasons. Fireworks were still commonly used to celebrate other occasions, however, and research into new kinds of fireworks continued. By the 19th century, local celebrations of Guy Fawkes Night were dwindling, while organised fireworks displays for public occasions were becoming more common. We have documents relating to preparations for the coronation of Queen Victoria in 1838. It was decided that key buildings in London should be illuminated for the occasion, and a fireworks display would take place in Hyde Park and in Green Park. This sketch shows a proposed illumination for the Army Pay Office in London. This letter from the Office of Ordnances, sent to the Office of Woods and Forests, shows arrangements being made for the fireworks displays. It reads, "It has been deemed advisable that fireworks should be displayed in Hyde Park and the Green Park on the evening of the 28th of June, in honour of Her Majesty's coronation." The writer goes on to explain that the Royal Laboratory Greenwich had been instructed to arrange the display and advise on what fences would be necessary to ensure the safety of spectators in the parks. Over the course of the 19th century, fireworks displays became increasingly commercial in nature, and several key fireworks manufacturers rose to prominence. In our collection of artwork and photographs registered for copyright protection at Stationers' Hall, there are many examples of advertisements for fireworks companies. This 1891 advert is for Dugwell & Sons, firework artists, a company that was based in Commercial Road in London. The advert shows that the company had been established for 50 years at this point and had been involved in organising displays for the Grand National Jubilee in 1814, for Queen Victoria's Golden Jubilee in 1887, and for peace celebrations in 1856, following the end of the Crimean War. Down the sides of the advert, we can see a range of services that the company offers, including fireworks for fetes and galas, flower and agricultural shows, royal receptions, and private parties. Alexandra Palace was a key London location for fireworks displays in the 19th century. In the collection, we hold an unusual and well-defined photograph of a flight of rockets, part of a display held there in 1899. The photograph was taken and registered for copyright by James Moody Cook. This illustration, created by Edward Kirby, is for a programme of fireworks to celebrate the coronation of King Edward VII in 1902. The fireworks display was organised by James Paine and Sons, a company founded in the 1850s as a maker of fireworks and ship's signals. We also have this illustration of a fireworks display organised by Paine's at Cowes just a few years later in 1905, in the presence of His Majesty King Edward and royal guests. Perhaps the most famous fireworks manufacturer of the 19th and early 20th centuries was C.T. Brock & Co. This company was founded in the 1700s with a factory in Islington established by John Brock, and the company achieved great success in the years that followed. Brock's was well known for providing fireworks displays for the general public, which were organised regularly at Crystal Palace. The company was so closely associated with that location that it took Crystal Palace as part of its name. These beautiful illustrations and advertisements show Crystal Palace with its illuminations and fireworks organised by Brock's in 1899 and in 1901. The regular displays continued until 1936, when the Crystal Palace was destroyed by fire. Brock's was innovative in the development and marketing of new kinds of fireworks. These are just some of the adverts for Brock's fireworks held in our copyright collection, all registered for copyright protection in 1908. You can see how Brock's tapped into popular innovations of the day, including the motor car and airships, and well-known recent events, including the eruption of Mount Vesuvius in 1906. The First and Second World Wars brought restrictions to the public enjoyment of fireworks. The Defence of the Realm Act, passed in 1914, banned the lighting of bonfires and fireworks throughout the First World War. Concern about the use of fireworks reappeared at the outbreak of the Second World War. This Home Office document shows how the sale of fireworks was restricted under the Defence Regulations of 1939. There were some exceptions to the rule, which included confetti bombs, joke cigarettes, snaps for bonbon crackers, and toy balloons. As soon as the war was over, the government wanted to return to normal and celebrate peace with a large organised fireworks display. We hold the plans for a victory celebration in 1946, which included a fireworks display over the River Thames. The display was organised by C.T. Brock & Co. This list shows the various types of fireworks that the company suggested they use as part of the display. It includes a vista of floating golden fountains, flights of hundreds of rockets, and a salvo of 12 10-inch caliber shells. This diagram shows the River Thames between Lambeth Bridge and Westminster Bridge, with markings for the fireworks barges, firing points, and temporary bridges. This was the arrangement suggested for the display on the 8th of June 1946. 1953 brought another national occasion for fireworks, the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II. Locations all over Britain were illuminated to celebrate the coronation on the 2nd of June. In London, the Mall, Admiralty Arch, and Westminster Abbey were all illuminated, and a fireworks display was held on the Thames in the evening of the coronation. These photographs of London at night show the extent of the illuminations and even the fireworks in action. They can be found among records of the Office of Works. Fireworks continued to be a popular form of entertainment throughout the 20th century, and they were used for private as well as public events. The government became increasingly concerned about the safety of people using fireworks and decided to issue public information to try to reduce firework-related accidents, particularly among children. This Home Office document includes a script to be broadcast by the BBC Home Service on the 3rd of November 1961. It begins, "Guy Fawkes Night is usually great fun, but every year people are badly injured as a result of carelessness with fireworks and bonfires." It advised using gloves, keeping fireworks in a closed box before use, and keeping bonfires clear of buildings. Finally, people were told that, if in spite of these precautions, a fire should break out, call the brigade at once. Its services are free. As well as stark early messages about the dangers of fireworks, later in the 20th century, the government also employed humour to encourage people to keep safe. In 1990, the Central Office of Information created a series of TV public information films with the comedy duo Hale and Pace, who told viewers that there is nothing more stupider than messing about with fireworks on the street.
Skydiving without a parachute, or cutting your toenails with a chainsaw, or not being polite to my rubber chicken.
So follow the fireworks code. By order of
the rubber chicken.
The management.
Same thing.
In recent years, fireworks have been used to celebrate a wide range of events in the UK, including Diwali, Chinese New Year, and New Year's Eve. The first official New Year's Eve fireworks display to be held in London was to celebrate the millennium. Today, capital cities all over the world show off their fireworks at the close of every year, in what has become an expected tradition. Fireworks are possibly more popular now than they've ever been, and although they are still associated by many in the UK with the 5th of November, they are a staple for celebrations throughout the year all over the world.